Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. The Man Them United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United, all things Chelsea. Speaking of Manchester United and Chelsea, is Alejandro Garnacho Chelsea bound? Will Chelsea sign him this window? We'll be discussing that. It seems Matthias Tell, who was linked to Manchester United, was linked to Chelsea, was also rejected, who also just rejected Spurs today. It seems like he's staying at Bayern Munich, so we'll be discussing that. Of course, we'll also be looking ahead to Chelsea's game at home to West Ham on Monday. Aside from that, their defeat against Manchester City as well, and just their lack of movement in the transfer window and how their squad is light in areas and they've still not recalled anyone on loan. So we're discussing all of those things. And the Manchester United side of things, obviously Patrick Dorgu's through the door. Just mentioned there, it seems Tell's going to stay in Bayern Munich. Are we going to sell Garnacho? Are Manchester United going to get rid of Rashford? We're discussing all of that. But before I bring the gang on, make sure you hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Whether you're watching this live right now, or watching this back after, hit the like button on the video. So important. After that, make sure you share this out across all of the socials as well. Make sure you share this out across all the socials. And that's me. I keep doing it wrong side. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, and hit the notification bell. And before I bring the gang on, big up to my young G Matthew. Happy birthday, man. He says, big up, Flawless, my guy. Just chilling, enjoying my birthday today. Keep up the premium content. Appreciate the kind words, young G. Happy birthday to you. And I second this, man, Garnacho to the bridge. Melo's not having it. He's saying #no to Garnacho because Melo's a hater, but big up as well. But let me bring Surfer and the Bridge Nation into the building. Yes, what you man saying, man? What's going on?
Yeah, man.
Hey, listen, man, doing amazing, sensational. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself. You know, had a nice day today, relaxing day today.
It's a family podcast, man.
Listen,
10 seconds in, you got to let you go. What is that? A record?
Listen, I meant what I said. How about that? You know what I mean? You know. I meant what I said. There you go. You know what I mean? I meant what I said, but no, obviously, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Yeah, man. Listen, you know, I always say, man, free life, no Chelsea. That's it.
All right, cool, Surfer. What are you saying? Are you good? It's Ahmed, man. I don't know what he said, man.
I said free life in it with no Chelsea. That's what I said, man. Free life with no Chelsea.
Did you say you always say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I do. You know, maybe obviously behind the scenes and stuff. You know,
it's Ahmed, man. I don't know, man. This is the guy who infamously said, "Yo, hey, sometimes you just gotta put the bag in the fries, man. Put the bag in the fries."
I had like a really great one. Oh, was it called Power Nap? Yeah, because I forgot I had a show. Leaving out at 8 p.m. So like, my body got that. He needed a little bit of cheeky R&R because I sometimes take a power nap before.
I'm glad, man. You well rested. Love that, man.
Let's just begin for us. I got nothing to say. I don't know.
All right, that's cool. Well, we'll stay with you know what I'm saying. The guy who just come off the power nap got that most needed R&R. And when I ask this question, Ahmed, I'm not trolling. I know you don't want Garnacho at Chelsea, so that's not the question I'm asking. I know you don't. The question I'm asking is, do you think the deal gets done this window?
Yes.
You reckon it happens?
Bro, okay, this got released right now. We got some breaking news again.
Go on.
Chelsea are out of the race for Garnacho. Matthias Tell. Out of the race, literally. It's got broken now. And realistically, he's the only other option. Obviously, you've been linked to. I think, obviously, me and Surf obviously speaking behind the scenes. It's like, also before this, and he made a good point that obviously there's been no links realistically that have come up essentially after that period of us really being linked to him, which I think what surfacing is a fair point. Obviously, we'll have to see if those links reheat up again, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, obviously, and stuff like that. But realistically, he's been the only other option we've been linked with. That kind of like concretely, I'd probably say, right? Maybe you could say Bino Gittins, but obviously he's been an inquiry. More so, and it's kind of been reported, he's more so a summer target, really. But the reality is, I think we probably do get him, I'm afraid. I don't know when you guys play. Maybe you can, I think it's Sunday you guys play, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Palace
Right.
kickoff on Sunday.
So genuinely, it would not surprise me if the club tried to get that deal done by tomorrow.
Really? That fast?
Probably what will happen is they'll probably have like a structure kind of like agreed upon, right? And then what will happen? He won't play the Sunday game, but essentially they'll kind of agree the fee. They'll have the fee agreed, but then it'll be the structure of the fee that'll be agreed on the Sunday. Then Monday you'll get the here we go, bro. Like that's just my
it's not getting done. It's not getting done at all. It's not this. This deal
go on, sir. Go on. Why? All right. So why do you think it's not going to get done?
There's no new links. We've been preparing a bid for 2.5 weeks or observing for 2.5 weeks. We're not getting done. You guys keep putting up the price. You're not getting the money that you want. We're going to come with a low ball figure, and no one's going to agree to it. We're going to walk away. Amrim seems to love the player. Comes out and says he loves the player the last couple of press conferences. I don't see it happening at all. Not for the price you want. We'll come with a low ball figure.
Let me ask you, what do you for else there? You just answered my question, carry on. So you think 40 million is a low ball figure? Hey, just to clarify, if that is the case, I'll go on, sir. If you broke up, say that again.
Oh, sorry. I said 45 mil. You won't accept. We'll move on like that, and then we'll get the links up. We'll get our media will broadcast from the 4th, 5th onwards. That there'll be stories that no one knew about that we tried to get this player to see our fans, and all that bullshit. I think we're going to end up getting Evan Ferguson, and I don't want that. That's what
you reckon. What Evan Ferguson loan deal?
Loan deal, yeah, with an option. That's what I think.
That's literally as predictable.
That's what I think that's going to happen. That's the deal I think that's going to happen, and I'm not happy with that at all. Do you know what I mean? If we're going to get a teenage striker, why don't you just fork over the 60 mil for Liam Delap and sleeve him there till the summer? Why don't you just do that? That's what I would have preferred.
You would have preferred to go like that. Go on, carry on.
I'm fine with signing no one and just bringing Ugo Chukwu back on the last day. If it's the last day, fine. Bring Ugo Chukwu back, and then I'm done. Do you know what I mean? And then all focus is on getting out these sporting directors. My full focus, because they're already dropping things. I already saw today they were dropping things going, if Maresca doesn't get this by the summer, it'll be more focused on him than the sporting directors. No, not happening. It's gonna fall on the sporting director.
Hold that thought. I just wanted to get to a couple of things. One, if let's say what Surfer says is correct, and Chelsea offer 40 million for Garnacho, if we don't take it, I will lose my fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? If they offer 40 million and we do not take it because he's not even worth 40 million, that is, people say Manchester United sell bad. That is, let me reiterate this, a phenomenal deal if they offer us 40. 30 million would be a phenomenal deal. This man excels at nothing. People crash on Højlund, and rightfully so, because Højlund is the worst striker in the Premier League. However, Garnacho is one of the worst wingers in the league. He starts, whether it's left or right, he starts for barely anybody. We're saying bottom 3 is what we're saying. He is rubbish. He's not even better than that average winger in the Premier League. Pick an average winger, whoever you think is an average winger in the league. He's not better than them. And we're talking 30 to 40 million for him. Sell him expeditiously. And I hope that is indeed the case. And so everybody, we're going to get to what you said, because I know with Chelsea, a lot of the conversation's been surrounding your sporting directors and everything. Mo's saying, no, he's saying, going to fucking see Garnacho with Egbali at the bridge on Monday, for fuck's sake. He says, you can't see Tell was our number one option. We're 100% going to bid tonight for Garnacho's, for fuck's sake. He goes on to say, we started bids at 55 million for Caicedo, ended up at 115 million. We're so petty when it comes to bidding wars. Go on, sir, I'll let you respond.
There's no bidding war. What's the bidding war for Garnacho? There's no one in
There is no bidding war for Garnacho.
There's no bidding war for Garnacho. That's why we won't. And it wasn't even a bidding war really for Caicedo until right at the end. Do you know what I mean? We had 3 months of Caicedo by ourselves, and these guys couldn't get it done. Do you know what I mean? It took Bardi coming in with the the wallet. Basically, you know what I mean? Here it is I'll pay for this. And Liverpool just made us pay 115. That's what it was. There's no bidding war for Garnacho whatsoever. It's why we'll come with a low ball offer.
Yeah.
If we do offer, like a 40 Maybe if I'm lowballing myself, I'm maybe 35 or something. Do you know what I mean? It'll be something like that. You guys won't accept it, and then we'll walk away, and then that'll be it. Do you know what I mean? You'll still have Rashford and Garnacho at the end of the window. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be like because United need it for PSR, whatever it is, PSR. Yeah. I was watching something this week saying that basically Arsenal, Man United are just hiding behind these rules. Do you know what I mean? So they don't have to spend.
You know what? As much as I don't know the ins and outs of the financial goings on at Manchester United, I got a feeling there's money there. I refuse to believe that a club the size of Manchester United has no bread. And that being said, we just spent 25 million on someone. I thought we were broke.
Yeah,
we just signed someone for 25 million. Legit. Just a couple of days ago, dog, we walked through the door, but we're broke.
Oh,
all right. Go on.
Ahmed probably noticed in our another group we're in. It says Tottenham are now making an inquiry for Garnacho. That's in the day.
Hey, Spurs.
That's fine.
Chelsea,
if we are in a bidding war, I want to lose this war to Spurs so desperately. Please beat us. And if there is a war, I don't want this war whatsoever. White flag. Well, wave
what are you saying, Ahmed? Because you are more. I know you don't want it to happen, but you're more convinced it will. Why?
I think the thing is, we already know that. I think it was like a 45 plus 5, like got rejected, right? That's what thingy.
By Napoli, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Napoli did, right? I think realistically, Chelsea should just do 50 plus like 9 or 50 plus 10. I think because like you want 59 million, right? That's what Chelsea will do. I can see it happening as well because the only reason why I see it is because like clearly he's their B option, and after what's happened with Toll and them been chasing that guy for so long, right? Like they don't like to fail on their number 2 option usually. Chelsea. That's the only thing I would honestly say. That's the only difference I would have with Andrew. But I get where Andrew's coming from. That maybe the club thinks, there can be a bit more a bit more of a cheapskate and try to hit them with like the 40 million offer or something like that to go and get Garnacho, to go and get him, and then like United rejected. But I just genuinely see the club just because they're so desperate for someone in this position for some reason. They just do they just do what it takes, essentially.
Right. I think it definitely is. I think it mirrors the Sancho deal in regards to the negotiations. I think it goes down to the last day 100%. I could see a bid on the Monday. What that bid is, I don't know. Whether it's a low ball offer, potentially I could see that definitely what Surf is saying there makes sense. Do we accept it? I think that is the big question mark. I could definitely see you lot offering like 40 million. That makes perfect sense. And being like, well, you don't want him. He wants to leave. We want him. Here's the offer. Take it or leave it. Or you've just got an unhappy player on your hands, so to speak. Because he's just got back. No, not just got back. But obviously he was dropped from the squad. Then we made 4 or 5 bench appearances. Now he's actually started making appearances as well. Yeah, it's Monday, Victor. Yeah, Monday. So I could see like that. So I could see definitely Monday being a very, very interesting day, and Chelsea trying to get him for quote unquote cheap.
What's the
low? Go on.
I would love to see someone try and justify how we got this deal for Sancho for 25 million and someone try and justify paying over double for Garnacho to me. I would love to see someone
you know what's crazy? Someone's going to justify it. Someone's going to attempt to justify it. Yeah. Shout out to Marshall, man, because he was trying to tell me about, he was trying to, on Hassam's channel, shout out to Hassam, big up to Marshall, shout out Casually FC. He was trying to tell us why the positives to the deal. Let me tell Chelsea fans right now, because I'm always super honest. Yes, I run jokes. Yes, I troll. I'm an idiot most of the time. However, there's no positive to the deal. There's no positive to the deal. If we were selling you like a good player, I'd be like, yeah, we're selling you a good player, or a player who's good at this, and this. He's awful. He's comfortably your worst winger. Comfortably. That's why the interest is crazy to me. I thought it was a lie. Because I found out I'm back again. You know what I'm saying? I was just getting my car. I didn't check my phone or anything like that. And then it was like, yeah, Chelsea interested in Garnacho. I thought it was a joke. I didn't believe it. I'm like, oh, yeah, it was just some ITK with 2,000 followers.
Yeah, that's because we're always told that these guys look at data and something like that. What data?
It's got to be running stats and shots. Like, just not even good shots or shots on target. It's just got to, because he shoots stuff. I think there was a game we played against someone and he had 10 shots. Can't remember who it was.
You know how many
Hey,
goals?
United fans in the chat. Yeah, I
How
don't
many
think he
goals from
scored.
those 10 shots?
Yeah, he did score. He did score.
How many
That's
shots
the
that were on
problem,
target that made the goalkeeper pull out a world-class save or a good save or something?
Yeah. Like, so
I don't
I
understand it.
don't get it. I don't get it. But
I
like
don't get it either.
Pop said, shout out to Pop said, man. He said, every pot has a cover. And he's right. Every single pot has a cover. And it's like, as much as we say players are bad and this player's not good, and we're right most of the time. As fans, we're right. Like when we are unanimously in agreement that a player is terrible, we're right. There's someone out there that goes, yeah, I think I can get a tune out of him. You see it with Manchester. We've sold bad players for years. The fact this team's interested in Garnacho, Rashford. I've seen Hoyland links. You lot are a prime example. Fucking selling Havertz and Mount for 120 million a piece. Not a piece, but combined. Sorry, like that tells you all you need to know. But yeah,
I just think like you can't even like. So I'm looking at it. I'm going. So you want to spend 50 plus million? All right. Well, why don't you just go to Bournemouth and pay that for Semenyo? If you want to pay 50 plus million.
True.
You want to even pay more than that? Why don't you just go to West Ham and just pay for Kudus? You know what I mean? I don't. It's like someone's put in the chat the Chelsea backroom staff. Like, well, fire them then.
They like his pro. Mo, they like Mo. Is there? Sorry to cut you off. Is there more? Is it more extensive than this in regards to they like his profile? Did they say what he's like? Because I'm lost.
What does he do? He doesn't.
I don't know. The thing is, it's never been like realistically reported of Garnacho why they're going after him. But like,
there's no concrete. They haven't justified.
Yeah, like, even the reporters, even like the reporters themselves have not necessarily like even justified because they've not received a justification for it, right? But like the only assumption you can make is that obviously Garnacho is a young player, very fast, similar to another guy in our club that's very fast. That's obviously got an alleged what's it called?
The thing is,
the alleged drug thing going on with him.
That's a myth. He's not even fast.
I know, bro. But
he's got good. He has. I'll give him this. He has good acceleration.
That's what I'm saying. The other guy we have also has good acceleration, bro.
But Mudrik's electric. There's a distinct difference. Like Mudrik
hasn't got good acceleration.
George. But like essentially, I know. I just think essentially they're just looking for a Mudrik replacement, right? And on some level, whether or not he's 100, whether or not he's like a 1-to-1 fit, I don't know. But clearly, the Mudrik thing, at least from the outsider's perspective, obviously. It can change, and we get a miraculous B sample that's clean, right? But it's clearly looking like it's not good for him, right? So they're just trying to get someone in to replace him.
That's just mad. You don't get someone in for like 50, 60 million to replace
I know, bro,
him.
but
that's 60 M's. You're talking worst 50, case like squad
million,
rotation.
Sancho's 25, but Sancho's better than him. So why would you bring in someone who's going to cost like double over him? What to sit behind him? I mean, what's the point? Complete waste of money. You know what I mean? It's like these guys, I just wonder what they're, these guys, honestly, I don't know what they, already, like I said earlier, they're trying to come out with this propaganda now, trying to step away from the sporting directors this summer if we don't achieve like a Champions League spot.
All right, let's go there. What's that news? This is because I've heard you mention it. I've heard you mention it, Ahmed. I've heard Lewis mention it. I've heard countless other Chelsea, like Prime and Victor and other Chelsea, like. Yeah. It's been not necessarily being critical of your directors and ownership, but it's been a conversation. So go on, Surfer. What exactly is going on? What's the conversation surrounding it?
The conversation is that during our winning run, they came out with an interview saying how happy they were with basically patting themselves on the back. Do you know what I mean? Even though we haven't got even though our goalkeeper stinks, we haven't got a backup number 9. Our defenders after like Fofana and Colwell, the level isn't what we need. Yeah. We haven't got enough in midfield because Lavia's injured all the time, stuff like that. But they were happy with how the squad was built, stuff like that. And then, obviously, since the bad run started, obviously in the transfer window we haven't done anything, and all the pressure's on them. And then you get a Matt Law, who's obviously been briefed by the club to send us out there. If we don't achieve what we wanted in the summer, to get a Champions League place that more focus would be on Maresca than the sporting director is no. He's actually done a remarkable job to protect you this far this season with this squad. You guys have now been here 2 years. 2 years. And while some may disagree with this model, you can do this model a hell of a lot better than you've been doing. There are players out there who are 21, 22, who got a lot of experience that you guys haven't picked up or haven't looked at. Why are we now looking at the Bournemouth defenders? Why didn't you guys see these Bournemouth defenders?
That's fair.
Yeah, why didn't you see them? What's going on here? Do you know what I mean? Why didn't you see Liam Delap if we got the connection with Joe Shields? Why didn't we see Liam Delap before he went to Ipswich? Why didn't we pick him up? Do you know what I mean?
Why
was Tyler Dibbling allowed to leave Chelsea on a permanent deal? Why wasn't it just a loan deal back to Southampton until a buyback happens? Why are you willing to spend over 50 million for Garnacho, but not 50 million for Gurhey, who's not going to sign a new contract because you think it's going to be cheaper in the summer? When we've learned that even people on 1 year deals can get sold for a very high price. You know, I won them out since the summer because they didn't get a goalkeeper and a striker. So I'm already done.
Oh, so that's where you're at with them. You're done with. So when you say you want them out, you're talking about your directors in particular. That's where.
Yeah, directors in particular, and that's where I'll go on the ownership by going. That's on you there. The Clear Lake out is such a pointless argument because they're billionaires, right? It's like I keep saying, do you think these billionaires care about a couple of 200 skinheads in West London? When they get like probably on a weekly basis or a daily basis threatened with bribes, extortion, their family members threatened, they deal with people that probably deal with arm deals, weapons and something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you think they're going to care about 200 people in West London protesting? Ooh. Oh, that's a side note. Did you see, Ahmed, that apparently we're new banners may be going up on Monday? Not like to say anything about like the sporting directors, but about players again, maybe going up on Monday. One of them, Trevor Chalobah, I believe I saw.
Well, Chalobah's getting a banner.
Yeah, Chalobah's getting a banner, bro. Chalobah's getting a banner.
I like Chalobah. I think he's a solid player, but come on, man.
These are state of these fans, man, that go there to have a...
I'm going to get to the Chalobah thing, but like, I'm going to actually go back to what the original point that Staff was making, right? And because like, essentially, like, we have like this thing called like London is Blue Pod. They're like backed by like... they're backed by like Men in Blazers, which like make a lot of money essentially, right? They pay these guys, they're able to get these journalists in. And the comment that came out, I think for me, there's like this weird dichotomy of the managers that we have in Poch and then Maresca, and then what we're really hearing from these sporting directors, right? When it comes to the online stuff, right? Because Poch himself was like top 4 was not obviously required from me, right? That's something that he said. Maresca now is also coming out and saying top 4 is not required for me, right? But then you listen to these sporting directors, right? You listen to the day news they bring out, right? Whether it be from themselves to like our tier 0s or tier 1 journalists, right? They're like, we need top 4. Top 4 is a must. You know, the Jordan, like we've got a possible Jordan deal that's relying on us getting top 4. We've got a front of shirt sponsor right now that's relying on us to get top 4 like old Champions League football, basically. Yeah. So for me, there is there's something that's not going wrong in terms of the messaging to the fans, right? Either are you saying these guys need to get top 4, or you're not saying these guys need to get top 4, right? But then this video came out today, which was part of their video from yesterday. So that I only watched certain sections of it, but like the transfer news. But like, it's clear that the club wants to get like European football, right? And for me, my issue becomes, right, if you don't get top 4, I don't see how you can realistically blame the manager, because the sporting directors brought in the previous manager before this who failed. They've now brought in another manager now that's failed essentially in order to get you top 4. You've also failed in regards to the transfers you brought in, right? In terms of helping and strengthening the squad. Why there isn't enough, eyes being looked at our sporting directors is kind of crazy, considering they've actually spent they've actually spent a good billion, right? We can, Bowley really spent the 300 million. Let's be realistic, yeah? The 300 million that kind of got spent was really in his summer period with Koulibaly, Chukan, Chukwemeka, etc., right? Those guys have all essentially been phased out at this point. That billion remaining has been basically been spent by our directors, bro, in the last few windows. Yeah. So how we are not looking at these guys and the stuff they have done, from an ownership perspective, is a clear failure in my eyes, basically. Like I think any competent ownership looks at that and says the guys that we have up top are not good enough right now, and we need to be bringing in much better quality to be able to get the job done. It's just as simple as that. And I agree with what Surf is saying. Like, I feel like for me, I've come to realize more so than anything else that these guys, when it comes to scouting in general, I'm gonna say in general because like obviously these Garnacho links are terrible, right? But when it comes to like scouting in general, these guys are good scouts. I will give them their credit where it's due, particularly when it comes to attackers. They can scout their attackers right. They
And they're
can
very
scan
good
the
at
midfield
selling.
as well.
They're very good at
Right?
selling as well.
Yes, they're very good at selling. They're good at finding but when it comes to getting big deals done, when it comes to trying to get stuff off the line, trash, rubbish, cooked. Right? That's just how it comes down to. And for me, you can't function like this when you're a top club like Chelsea, bro, where really and truly our minimum expectation should be top 4, bro. Minimum expectation should be top 4. I can accept not being the UCL for one season, bro, but I can't accept that being 2 years in a row. It's unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable.
Why is there 2 of them as well? Why is there 2 of them? Why does it need 2 of them? I mean, that shows the competence of both. Why does it need 2 of them?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't understand this. It's like, I don't understand, why is it 2 of you? How long does it take you to agree on one player? It must take them ages to agree on one player. They can't be both right. I mean,
yeah, but is it not? Go on, sorry, go on.
No, I just don't, like, I don't understand. It's like, you're right. It's like, prime example, David Washington, right? Going back to Santos on loan. 16 million pounds we spent on him. Why? Never got a few minutes, maybe I think in the League Cup or something like that a year ago.
Literally.
Nothing. It's like, what's the point? I never, it doesn't make any sense. I know you're trying to flip the players, and I don't mind. It's like, I don't mind that, and we flip some of them because you could go, well, we spent $1 billion. These guys spent $1 billion, but they bought in probably 700, 800 million pounds or something like that in return, which is fine. But I don't really care about this, how long people have been here and stuff like that. It doesn't work. Get them out. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's like the João Felix deal. Why? When you had Amarudi in there, I mean, what's the date that said João Felix? I mean, was that all just to keep Jorge Mendes on side? We're already signing Neto. Why do you need to sign João Felix? How can you go to Villa in the summer with their PSR issues and come back with fucking Kellyman and not Duran? I don't know what do you know what I mean? What is the point?
Morgan Rogers, bro. I'll be honest,
what's his face, Ahmed? The Dutch.
You saw the Matson, bro.
Matson. You saw the Matson for 35, and you come back with Kellyman and not Duran, who was going to only cost about 5 million more at the time. He hadn't signed his contract at the time. You know what I mean? You come back and do that. You go to Leicester, PSR issues as well. You don't get the frigging goalkeeper he worked with for only 40 million. You pay 5 million less for Keelan Dewsbury Hall. What do we? What do you mean? You don't buy another midfielder like a profile. You get rid of you loan out Santos and Ugo Chukwu. Huh? What do you mean?
What's going on?
What's going on here? They've had many misses, but a few hits as well. So you have to strike a balance on this as well.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
You come out. You had the gall to go for Osimhen the last 3 days of the window, and then you're happy with just Jackson and Mark Guéhi as your strikers for like 6 months. Are you out of your mind? What do you mean? And it's just been that Maresca's been able to cover most of this, but in near the entire first half of the season, which is why someone put in the chat, I think it's TKL put in the chat, Maresca getting around murder. No, we criticised Maresca's in-game management. But this is not. This is
all about this. Maresca, the one bottle in top 4 of the season, the lack of accountability in our families is hilarious.
The fact that we are. This is what I hate is my fan base as well. This Poch revisionist history. Why don't you have the same? And not saying TKL has that. Why don't you have the same energy for Poch? Poch didn't get us like 6 until game week 36. Do you know what I mean? 6. And the fact that Maresca, we're still in around the top 4.
We were enjoying 10th.
Yeah, we're still in around the top 4. Few points is because of what Maresca's done the first half of this season. We're just in bad form. But the fact that we're only a few points off it still, and in and around, which I predicted we would be because we didn't do the signings in the summer, shows he's actually done a miraculous job. The problem is that he overdid himself during this season, overachieved with what people thought he would, and now we're actually plateauing to what this team should be doing at this point. Yeah, he is actually you can criticize him for Man City, no problem, and several other games this season in game management. We've actually looked at it for this past run. Most of it is actually not on him. It's that we haven't taken our chances. Yeah, he can't equate for Cole Palmer losing the ball in his own half and Palace going on and scoring. Do you know what I mean? The only thing he can equate for, and I do hold him entirely responsible for, is his continuation picking of Sanchez. That's why I hold him continuation. That's on him. So when Sanchez makes a mistake, which is not a surprise by me, that's on Maresca for keeping on picking him. That's what it is.
So,
What's going on?
That basically Seth has been saying. I think for me, the last 7 games, though, in particular with Chelsea, right? If you look at it, we've created a boatload of chances, right?
True.
But the problem is the guy that's meant to really be finishing it off us hasn't been able to finish the job off us. That's what's really been the problem. Like, again, our system caters towards our striker being that finisher for us, right? A good example of that, right, is Bayern, right? Look, if you look at Bayern, a lot of the way they play is really catered towards, like, Kane finishing the job, right? That's what it's catered towards. Like, for us, the problem for us, I've always said, is I don't think Jackson necessarily suits that. That's been my long on-running thing about the way we play. I don't think he necessarily suits it and the way we play in general. And, like, we need to get someone else that suits that whole stylistically in general. I said before, Surfer knows this, if we've just brought in Ugochukwu back, we brought, obviously, Chalobah back, I was happy with just that, and then they attempt to get, a good striker that can do that job for us, bro. Again, there's a bunch of options there, that you could have gotten. I was even advocating for, like, a Strand Larsen, because I was saying Strand Larsen can do that job for you, He might cost you £30 million, 35 million pounds, but you know what we would do? Great hold-up play, can move the ball well. You put a lot of those chances for him in the box. I genuinely think Trent Larsen will get the job done for you, bro, in that area, right?
Okay. That's interesting comment. Go
you know
on,
what I mean? Like, there's obviously other options out there too. Like, if you want like a number one option, right? As well, Osimhen was still available for a certain price, right? And then
you're a fan of Osimhen.
No,
I know you watch him. This because we were talking about Osimhen earlier on today because we were chatting on Galatasaray, and that seems to be a common theme with Osimhen. People rate him, but they have their doubts about him. But go on.
My issue was in the summer. I didn't want him because I felt like, for me, from a price standpoint, and then also the player himself, I thought there was a better option on the market. I was actually advocating for, by the way, for Duran and Omredion to come. Those two are my guys. I was saying, let's bring those guys in because I feel like those guys are actually much better options for us at the end of the day, right? But I think for me, the reality is in the way we play and the stuff that we need to do to get stuff done now, we realistically need to be bringing in, Osimhen. Even though I'm not a big fan of his, bro, right? Well, you know what I mean? Even though I'm not a big fan of his, right? But the reality is we just need someone that can do the job, bro, as good as possible right now. And I think for me, what I've realized, now more than ever, is that big up to Jackson. I respect him as a player. I've been his biggest fan. You know that too, Sapphire. I know that obviously Ross knows. But I've really come to realize that I just don't think he's gonna be a number one for us, bro. And realistically, right now, we need the numero uno, bro. Like in the team. That's what it is for me.
Do you know what I read the other day? And I think it's true. Jackson wasn't in any academy.
This is his 3rd season. I already know this,
He wasn't in any academy.
This is his 3rd season in professional football.
Yes.
He's done incredibly well to get to where he's at.
Any academy. So his development, I think he's 22, right? I think his development is,
I'll tell you now.
He's like years behind.
Damn.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's actually like,
that's incredible.
So his like development is he's
he's
late
23.
to the game. Yeah, he's late to the game, very late to the game. He doesn't have this like, he's not like a Haaland. He won't never be a Haaland because of the way it is or any other players like that. So he's very done. I mean, someone put in, I hate this thing about how clinical a striker is. You know, Haaland's conversion rate, I think, is like 20% or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's not get away with it. There's no striker in the history of the world who's had 100% or even above 50% conversion rate or something like that. The best of the best, haven't been.
Is the best of the best? Is it like 25-30%? Is that like the best?
Yeah, it's like usually like a third at most. It's like a third.
Yeah, I think what's it? The original Ronaldo, I think, got even his like conversion rate. It's not that. It's not the best. I don't think. Well, it's up there, but it's not like the best of the best. So this conversion rate, it's like I would go look in the chance of how they perform in the game. Are they getting into positions to have these chances? Do you know what I mean? It's like
Exactly.
I thought Osimhen tear Spurs apart. He should have scored 6, but at least he bagged 2. Do you know what I mean? I would think that no matter what you think of him, he would have definitely taken more chances, I think, than Jackson had. Would he miss chances? Absolutely. All strikers do. But I think he would have definitely taken some of the chances that Jackson has missed. And this isn't even against Jackson. It was coming because whether you either or, you at least have that option. If you're not going to try Mark Gui and you keep playing, which is another thing I will get on Maresca for, is don't tell us Nkunku is number 9, but not a number 9, and then play him as a 9. And then people go, oh, Nkunku didn't play well, he didn't press. He's not a 9. He's not going to press. He's not going to press. He's not his style of play. So if you want to get on someone, get on Maresca for that as well, and that's understandable.
But this is something that annoys me too, Surfer, bro. Like, because I always have this argument with my guy Marshall about Nkunku, because I'm like, bro,
hey Marshall, hold that, man.
Marshall does not realize it, because I have this argument with him like always every time with Nkunku, because it makes me like an Nkunku defender. But I'm like, you need to realize the way this guy plays, like at his best, is that he's a second striker. He's meant to be this guy that's like a bit more hologram-like, yeah. That's meant to come into these like spaces, pick up the ball, and then go in for a shot or like to make that final pass that would have been Nkunku. But like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Our fan base makes me laugh, right? Because they go like Didier Drogba is considered and is our greatest ever striker, right? He is our greatest ever striker. During his whole 8 years with us, he was only above 20 league goals twice.
Exactly.
During the season,
it's because of everything else that he offered to you lot. That's why.
In some seasons he got like mid-teens. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that now he would be considered. He wouldn't be. I don't think he'd be rated as much by this new fan base because his stats and conversion rate wouldn't match up to it. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting to see. I think if
he would totally destroy. He would destroy every single defender of this age. Like he would destroy Saliba and Van Dijk. He would destroy them. Absolutely.
That's why I think he would get his plaudits, because his overall game and his impact would be
his overall game
would be undeniable. Like his impact on football matches would be undeniable to the point where you go, hey, he don't score a lot of goals, but he's man of the match. But what I'm
saying is that it's just to expect to. Should he have scored more chances? Absolutely. There's more chances. He definitely should have scored that. You go, how are you missing that, right? But he's not even an out and out number 9. He's like let's face it, he's a forward. You know, in terms of whether it's left or right, a centre. And that's
he's number 2 striker.
And also these guys act like we signed him for 80 million. We only signed him for 32 million, which is now in pre-2017 transfer with that's what Neymar did, was probably about 15 million quid. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not, but so if we don't make top, I think it'll be top 5 this season. Actually, I think maybe, but
because top 5, the same top 5 could potentially be a 5th spot, could be a Champions League spot.
Yeah, so maybe, but I don't want to rely on that. I want to get top 4, and I think that if we get top 4, for the Conference League, that should be one. There's no excuses not to win the Conference League whatsoever, in my opinion. No excuse whatsoever not to win it. And you can get lucky in the FA Cup run. Could be a very good end to the season. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of I think TKO again put it in the chat earlier. It's like, he beat who we should have beat. Yeah, but we didn't beat who we should have beat last season with Poch. So what do you want? Well, what did you? I would like to ask TKO, what did he expect of Maresca this season? Maresca having just one full season
good question
in a championship. In a championship season, coming in here when we didn't get him, we didn't get, the players that most people thought we should have got or boosted up the squad. I'd like to see what he wanted, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I think it's just the revision. I mean, I can't believe the Poch revision is. I can't believe Poch still gets backed in this fan base. I'm seeing more and more. It's like Lewis. If you ever follow Lewis and the amount of Poch people that get onto Lewis, it's like, why would you use energy?
Because he was right. That's what it is about with Lewis, with Poch, is because he was right about Poch. They want him to be so badly wrong about Maresca, which is crazy to me because Maresca's Chelsea manager. So surely you want Maresca to be the absolute best.
Well, what the best thing is, they say, Poch left because he stood up. He stood up to the owners and said he didn't like this what we're doing. Then why did he ask for a longer contract? In the negotiations, if he gave up on this in this thing, why did he ask for that? Huh? Losers. I can't believe a manager who hasn't done anything, who bottled a cup final, who I can understand the Tuchel love because he won the European Cup and won 3 trophies. That's fine. You can have that.
There's
it's
actually
like I've seen more defense of this guy than like Di Matteo, and stuff like. And I had a Scolari. Someone said Scolari on the stream I was on before. Scolari. I mean, these guys always talk about standards, and I said, I'm thinking if we win a cup this season and finish 4th and 5th, that's the standards you're talking about from 17 to 22, because that was our standards. It was finished somewhere in a Champions League spot and win a cup. Those were our standards. We haven't been in a title race since we won the title. And when I say title race, I don't mean in December like we had with Maresca and had with Tuchel. I mean a title race where we're getting
genuine title race.
And there's a genuine, you know what I mean? These standards guys make me laugh. Honestly, it would be fascinating to me if they still had the same. If they still had, I think their standards are all based on our Champions League win in 21. That's all it is. That's all it's based on. If we didn't win it in 21, I don't think they'd be talking about standards at all. Do you know what I mean? And that was the cup.
Exactly.
I would love people to go back and how good we were in the Champions League, how rubbish we were in the league, because everyone forgets that we scraped 4th in the league because, and this is how it happened. We lost on the final day of the season to Villa 2-1, and we scraped top 4 because Spurs beat Leicester. That's how we got top 4 that season.
Literally,
that's how we took. And he's like, "Oh, these supporter directors are worse." And we won the European Cup, and everyone, even myself, I admit that. Oh, we just need a striker to complete this team. We just need a striker. No, we needed more. We needed more than Lukaku and Saul. We needed more that season. It's all honestly, it's just mad. Standards and potential and opportunity. Oh, opportunity is the other word now. It's invested. Our news media. Oh, Chelsea are looking for an opportunity. Wow. You've had. This is in the window. I already gave up us getting a goalkeeper. Ahmed knows this.
You've said this. You've said this repeatedly that we're not
getting a goalkeeper. It's never going to happen. So you had this lined up, right? You were already talking to Juventus about Vega of a loan deal. Why don't you just get Douglas Luiz lined up? Even if it's an obligation or something like that, you could just then flip it in the summer, or even just sell Ugo Chukwu or something like that. So that was lined up. You had Mark Gurhey ready and willing to go, spend like bid 50 and go +5, and that probably Palace would have accepted that. And Osimhen, who I don't know if that deal is off now for Morata, but apparently Morata's going to go to Galatasaray because Milan are going to get Santiago Jimenez from Bayern, I believe. But so Osimhen's good to go with the money of maybe 65 million, ready to go. So you've got 3 deals lined up you could have got, right? You could have got, but no. Let's concentrate on possible Garnacho and now fucking
do you know what's really
Barry
weird, by the
Ferguson,
way?
whatever his name is.
I'm gonna add to your point here, Saf.
Go on. And you lot in the chat before you do that, Ahmed. I am starring some of the best questions. Of course, you want to make sure we get to your questions. Super chat people, that's one surefire away. But I'm starring the best questions, but Surfer and Ahmed got a lot to get off their chest. There's over 50 of you lot in the building. Let's get up to 50 likes, man. Hit that like button. Let's not slack. Hit that like button, get us up to 50 likes. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation as well, which is Ahmed's channel. The link is in the title. Click the link. Opens up a new tab, subscribe there, and make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel right here as well. Yeah, go on, Ahmed. Tell what you're gonna say. I'm listening.
Because like you guys, because like I think it was Scott yesterday who said this, right? And I agree with him heavily when he said this, right? Like plans have to change in transfer windows, right? You can like December the 15th, you could have had one thing planned, but then in January the 1st, the situation has changed now. The block is going to change in 2 weeks. Everything's changed in 2 weeks, right? You should be able to, like, one thing I always say, if you're a sporting director, you should be able to see the weeds between the trees, or the trees between the weeds, whatever it is, right? Like you need to be able to see like the whole thing, like in general.
The woods from the trees, or
the woods from the trees. My apologies, right? But you get what I mean. Like they should be able to see.
Trees from the woods, yeah.
Trees from the woods, right? Essentially, anyway, at the end of the day, they should be able to see what they need to see, like, and realize things need to change, right? And like the fact that they're not doing that, and they're still just trying to, all they've done is, okay, we see we've done a CB, let's recall Chalobah. It doesn't matter how bad that looks on us, right? And the other thing they've done is as well is that now they're just looking for opportunity signings. You know what I mean? Like in the left wing position that we don't need. We don't need. I don't need Garnacho. I don't need Tell, bro.
Even Tell. I was like, Tell.
I don't need Tell. Exactly. That really should be like a summer signing. Matthias Tell's like a summer signing.
Wasn't Tell a fascinating psychological thing of every Chelsea fan? It was right to criticise the project and stuff like that. But I always knew this. It wasn't about the age of the player, it was about the name of the player. Because you notice how many Chelsea fans were okay with signing Tell, even though he's 19. It's because his name's Tell and he's at Bayern Munich. So it's not about the age of the player. It's about who you know, how you know, and what they do. Same with everything. But someone put in the chat, Marmoush was an opportunity. That may be true, but we were never linked to him like with Kvaratskhelia. We never went in for him. I got to be honest with you, I've never heard of Marmoush until he was linked to City. I've got to be honest with you right now. There was no talk about Marmoush. I don't remember. I don't remember any club talking about Marmoush in the summer. I've got to be honest with you right now. I don't remember anyone. And that's a side note. Everyone bigging up his performance against us. So overhyped, that performance. He made a couple of good runs and scored an offside goal. He didn't do anything in the second half when he was hooked.
Well, that's what Chelsea do, man. We make guys, we make bums look great. We make bums look great, bro. Cherry FC.
Hey, man, come get Alejandro, man.
I want to go to I know started about like he wanted Maresca to be competent. I'll say again, no one had the biggest question mark for me this season was Maresca because I didn't know what he was going to be in the Premier League. So what he's doing right now should actually be sort of expected, right? Because he's in a huge job, his biggest job he's ever had, only his second full year of management. Okay, I expect him to make the mistakes. Then I expect him to see if he can try and correct them going forward. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And he has been held accountable. We've held him accountable several times. He may be going on other shows and they're not holding him accountable. They should be holding him accountable. In-game management of his on some of the games has to be questioned, like his use of substitutions, his picking of Nkuku at a 9, his picking of still continuation of picking Sanchez should be questionable. And on a side note, again, when we talk about opportunities, Ahmed, when we talk about getting Gurhi, the opportunity was there. You had Chalobah on loan. Extend him for another season on loan because he's on like a 5 year left on deal.
You know what makes it worse, so far?
Pay another loan fee and get Gurhi in. You've got the opportunity was there. We've got a 20%. We've got a 20% add-on on thing for him. We can't get
Chelsea
the deal How can we
have the money apparently. Surfer, but the thing is, apparently Chelsea have the money to spend.
They have the
in
money.
January. So then why are we not spending on him? Why are we not spending on
They
him?
have the money. There's no excuse now. They passed the PSR thing. No Premier League club got charged with PSR. We're going into the Club World Cup in the summer. That's 60 million just for entering. That will go into this financial year thing. We've already sold a load of players, so we're like even, or we just made it out above PSR or something like that. There's no excuse whatsoever. And this is what I don't get. You should be spending to get into the Champions League. Most people don't actually spend when they get into the Champions League. You know that, right? They spend to get into the Champions League, and then because you get extra money, which means then, and I don't get. So here's the thing: spend this money to get into the Champions League. You then get the Champions League money, you get the sponsorship money, the Jordan thing, whatever, and it's done. And then you get more players in, because then your wages will go up. So then you can actually go for the players and offer them wages because you're in the Champions League, because your players that you have, the wages will go up by 30%. But no,
it's just for me, bro. Like my issue is, there's clearly stuff that you can see that will make your team better in not only the short term, but in the medium term. Look at Gurhi's a medium-term signing, bro. Sorts you out, can get bigger, better, stronger. Is the main hope of a guy like a Gurhi. Why not go for him, bro? You know what I mean? Again, we're looking in the attacking market. Osimhen, bro, you can fight the Turkish government. Listen, the Turkish government is not going to be able. Listen, he's only 60-something million pounds. You can surely negotiate that now that he hasn't got that pesky agent that you weren't able to agree something with. Like, what are we doing here? Like, for me,
that pesky agent.
You know what I mean?
Very pesky. Very pesky.
You know, but I just think, you know, it is like I just think, we are just being incompetent, bro. We're just being incompetent on purpose right now. It feels like we're just being incompetent on purpose, right? And we are not, you know, trying to be hungry enough here. We're not desiring top 4 here as much as we need it. And like for me, Yeah, you can't keep saying, I need the money. I need 60 million from Riyadh Air. I need the Jordan money. I need this money. I need that money. And then not fucking spend the money to get the money. It don't make sense though. In football,
I hear
sadly,
exactly what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying.
Football, bro, the reality is in football, you gotta spend the money to get the money, man. Yes.
Scared money don't make no money. I hear you.
You know what I say, man? Revenue minus cost equals profit. All right? You gotta have some cost. You can't keep on reducing the cost, to such a low level, just because you want to have because you got a high revenue to make a bigger profit. You need to sometimes spend a bit more in your cost area. Yes, you may get less profit from it, but you're gonna get more revenue. Let's do it, man. This is what it is to me, man. That's what it just is for me, for all us. Like, it just, for me, at the end of the day, we are acting, like twats. That's what it is. We're just acting like twats.
Faz, I hear you. So Ahmed, let me ask you, what could save the rest of this window? What could your board do in this window where you go, hey, we've rectified this in the next 2 to 3 days?
Realistically, just do nothing. I'll be honest right now, man. I don't think it's gonna be possible for you to get, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's gonna be possible to get someone like a striker at this point. Yeah, don't spend that money, please, on Garnacho. I'm begging the club now. Don't spend it on him, right? Just if you want to recall Leslie, that would be really helpful to our midfielders, so they can get a rest every now and then, please, right? And he can play some more consistently in terms of like backup minutes, in terms of like substitutions, Conference League and FA Cup. That's it, bro. Let's do that, bro.
Okay. First, same to you, sir. Is there anything over the next 2 to 3 days you go, like the board could do, and you go, all right, that's positive moves, that steps in the right direction?
Fire the sporting directors on the last day. Fire them, get rid of them. But no, let's be realistic. They won't do it. There's realistic deals out there, but I think I'm realistically thinking Ugo Chukwu back. None of this. Oh, it was done his development. What's he learning being at Southampton, being on 6 points? He's not learning anything. Do you know what I mean? Apart from just losing. That's what he's learning to do. And he'd get game time here as well, even if it's sub.
And it's much more quality. More quality.
More quality, And he'll get a chance. He'll get a chance to win something as well. So
I just want to make the point to Logic quickly. Can you just bring up?
Of course. Point? So he said, this is where I disagree with Ahmed. Do not start to think you know more about how to make money than billionaires. You really want to give them financial advice. Stick to football points. Floor's yours, man.
I mean, I know how to make money. I like to think I know how to make money. Just because I'm not a billionaire. You got that crystal clear mic. We know. Listen, just because I don't make billionaire money does not mean I don't know how to make money. That's because
you guys know he's in his study, right? Where are you doing your study, right? Who says they're in their study if they're not making a lot of money?
I am in my study.
Only Batman says that type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So the point I'm just trying to make here is that, listen, what I'm saying is known. It's just like common knowledge in terms of football. Like, we all know this. We all know this, guys. That like sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, we know sometimes in football, particularly when it comes to getting Champions League football, there is a price you have to pay. It's particularly in the Premier League. That's all I'm saying. Like, you've got, sometimes that cost is going to be a little bit more than you want it to be. That's all I'm going to tell these guys.
Here's the thing they can do, and TKO just put it right there. Bring back Petrovic and loan Sanchez to Strasbourg. That's what they could do, right?
There we go. So that would be, if the board did that,
they can actually do that. They can actually do that.
Yeah,
they can actually do
That's
that.
why I asked the question. And big up my Don C every single time, and shout out to Don C every single time.
I think he's right. I don't think there's anything. Listen, this West Ham game is very funny coming up because, like, if you start hearing the ramp up of Garnacho news during that thing, I think most people will be distracted by the Garnacho carrying down to the clock, going, no. Like, it's at 10 o'clock. Hopefully we win. And I don't want the next hour going, here we go, Garnacho. Or Chelsea.
Here we go, Garnacho to Chelsea.
Yeah. No, bro. Honestly, it's are you trying to get Strasbourg relegated? I don't care, bro. They're a feeder club. I don't care. They're in the race for. All right, then we'll just loan them another one of our goalkeepers, the 87 we bought or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
You don't got a lot of goalkeepers.
This is what I don't. Another thing you have to. I can understand Maresca trying to see. I can understand Maresca looking at data and seeing that why he thinks Sanchez was good on distribution or something. Now we're finding out that was absolutely horse shit. how average he is. Petrovic could do the same job. That's the thing. And I just think Maresca can help him so much. It won't improve everything, but I think it will calm the defense down and give them more confidence. When have you ever seen flawless? When have you ever seen central defenders like take a look at their goalkeeper when they got the ball to pass back normally and second guess themselves?
Yeah, that's how you know the goalkeeper. That's how you know they don't trust the goalkeeper.
And also, if a goalkeeper's coming in, right, say you have like Kepa in goal, if you buy another goalkeeper and the original statement that comes out after you go, welcome Robert Sanchez. We bought Robert Sanchez to compete with Kepa. You're done. You're done for me. You know what I mean? You're done. How do they rate you that much if you're here to compete with Kepa? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it would improve things. It would improve things. I tell you why it improves things. It would improve his CKO. You're absolutely right. Because the guy's got at least one mistake in him that could lead to a goal. He has got one, and he's proved it. He's proved it last 2 games. One cost us, and one didn't cost us in the end. You know what I mean? And you must be like, there's great. Trevor Chalobah's done the 2 greatest things Trevor Chalobah's done in the past 2 games. None of his play. It's just pictures of him. The one against Wolves where he's looking back, like he's giving him a side eye like that. There's an image of during the second half on Saturday. Sanchez throws the ball out. He's not aiming anyway, but he throws it out. But it goes straight to a City player, and Trevor Chalobah's behind him, going with his arms out like that, going, "What the?" Like that. What are you doing, basically? But like he's like that. This is what I'm talking about. How can you that goal? That. Oh no! Can you hear me? Yeah?
It's all good. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Carry on. It's all good, fam. No stress. We can hear you still. Carry on.
There I am. Okay. That City's second goal has to be studied. Like that has to be studied by all goalkeeping coaches and by goalies about what not to do. How can you, as a goalie, see your defender going toe to toe in a race with Haaland, going away from the goal, and you start to you run in the same direction towards them? Do you know what I mean? And then you suddenly go, oh shit, and he chips you, and then you start slamming the ground like you could have done better or something like that. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable, the incompetence of it. I didn't think I'd see lower than Kepa, but I have. And when these Chelsea fans, you can tell, Chelsea fans who don't rate goalkeepers or think the goalkeeper position is not that important, to me, I want to know when they started supporting Chelsea, because it must be within the last 10 years, or they're complete ignorant. One of them. Because I'm an old school Chelsea fan, so I've gone from Ed De Hoy to Kudicini to Peter Cech to Courtois. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've had some quality. You've had some good
I've had 20 years of watching great goalkeepers. So for people to actually tell me this summer when we didn't get a goalkeeper, it's okay. We can get away with one season without a good goalkeeper. Really? How is that going for you right now? I tell you right now, he lost us points in this run. You
got a point.
Yes,
definitely got a point. 110%.
But that's on Maresca again for picking him still.
Yes. Atology says, flawless. How is it possible for Garnacho news to be a red herring? It's because both clubs are both big. Say again, Logic. Say this again. But the reason why I don't. What's he saying?
He's basically saying is how come Garnacho's news cannot basically be a red herring, right? Because because you're basically saying Chelsea and United are like bigger clubs?
Oh, no, because they got nothing to what do they have to distract us from? What are Chelsea like? What would Chelsea or Manchester United possibly be doing that they're trying to distract us from? What Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans are going to be on their case regardless of this deal or not, if you're doing what needs to be done. So, and also neither fan base, obviously we're in a much worse situation, but neither fan base is completely happy with where they're at. It's conversations about your manager, your players, your directors, us, everything is just shite. Yeah. So, like, I don't know exactly what it is. What are we missing? What news would we be talking about if it wasn't for Garnacho? Because we speak about everything anyway.
You know what I was saying
to you how this January transfer window stinks? Or do you know this January transfer window stinks?
Even if it stinks.
Two of the top players potential are Matthias Tell and Garnacho transfers. I mean, doesn't that tell you how much this transfer window absolutely reeks? That's what I love what they do in the States, and you guys will know this. With the I know they talk about deals like weeks in ahead, but NBA has like basically like a deadline deal day sort of thing, and basically nearly every single deal gets done. I know a few afterwards, but all of the big deals get done. Do you know what I mean? They all get done on one day. They get announced on one day, and I think that's what I think. Both transfer windows should only be open for 2 weeks. They should only be open for 2 weeks. If you can't get them done, you can't get them done. It's like that. Can't get them done.
I like
Logic. Yeah, go on, Ahmed. You go.
I was gonna say to Logic's point, if it was like if Garnacho, for example, was a red herring for Chelsea, right? Then we would have gotten our target by now. Would you not say, right?
Yeah, because he says from a Chelsea fan perspective, fans might be so relieved and distracted not getting Garnacho that a small name signing would be viewed favorably. Just throwing it out.
Ferguson. That's what I said about Ferguson, right? Alone.
But then you know what? That defeats the object, because let's say it is Ferguson. Ferguson then comes in and fails. You know what's gonna happen? Ferguson gonna get crashed on.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think we'd only have him. I think we'd only have him on loan with an option.
Yeah, but even if it was loan for an option, let's say he was terrible for the first 2 months, you're not going to escape performing badly at Chelsea.
Yeah,
it don't matter if it was a red. That's why I don't think so. That's why it makes no sense. You're not saving yourself anything. If the small name comes in and performs, then you're good. If he doesn't perform, he's going to get criticized heavily. But you mentioned it already, Surfer. So we'll carry on. And you lot, get us up to 50 likes, man, because there's over 50 of you lot in the building. And we are even at 50 likes, man. And make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation, links in the title. The City game, you mentioned it, Sanchez. But thoughts on the City game? Obviously, the Sanchez mistake as well, plus more. Talk to us.
For me, it's very simplified. This game is boiled down to two things. It was when we didn't go 2-0 up with that break, and Palmer either didn't finish or didn't finish and didn't pass. Side note, everyone's going, why didn't Jackson finish with his left? First of all, he's not left-footed. So if you're not naturally on that side, you're not, and then when he would have missed, you would have guys gone, oh, why didn't he cut it back? And so he can't win, basically. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those. And then the Sanchez thing, because everyone will go, oh, we were getting like all long balls. No, in the second half we weren't. They weren't doing anything on long balls. They were going away from goal. Do you know what I mean? They weren't like, I think they had that one shot that Sanchez easily saved. It was a pretty standard save a goalkeeper should make. Yeah. I think we walk out, as bad as we were, I think we'd still walk out there with a point. Because I don't think they were doing anything. It took Mamouche off. And then the third one's just, I mean, Cowell's doing well with Haaland, but I don't know what Chalobah's doing for that third goal. I really don't know. Remember, Chalobah, the best defender coming in, guys. We told you about Chalobah. We weren't even crashing on him. We were just saying he's a good squad player, but we told you about Chalobah. He's not the saviour. Some of you guys thought it was. But yeah, I think it just sums up like that. Maresca could have changed things. I'm just thinking I would have liked maybe you could have asked and put Neto on a bit earlier and told him just to run at Nunes all the time instead of trying to cut it in or something, or put Noni on the left and try and run at him or something like that. Could have done that, but it's one of those things. Two massive moments that changed the game for me. We're sitting there going 2-0, even if they score that first one. I don't know if they can come back into it. I don't know if the game changes or something like that. But yeah, I mean, you can't compensate though, in terms of you can't compensate for someone making that monumental mistake, especially Maresca tried to protect him the press conference before by saying, and then he comes out and does that. I mean, that's just a slap in the face to Maresca. That's just nearly as bad as Graham Potter's emergency meeting comment a couple of years ago, and then he loses Southampton the next day 1-0 at home. It's like, what? You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. Right. But yeah, look, I have no problems City winning it in terms of that they took advantage of our incompetence at that, but it's just a missed opportunity again. You know what I mean? It's just you have to take those chances against City, no matter how bad you think they are. Yeah. And how bad they're playing, they can still, don't punish them because they're still in the game. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got, how could you, honestly, it's just missed opportunity. But I don't know. It's I'm just really focused. I would love focus on the goalkeeper and then focus on the manager because of that. That's where my main criticism of the manager is by still picking this guy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Literally, you're on a handicap when you're playing with 10 men when you start this guy.
Yeah, that mistake for the second goal was crazy. I ain't seen
mean,
like it. I've seen some bad mistakes, but that one was crazy. Go on, man.
Even the first one, there's like, if you actually watch it properly,
that was even worse.
He starts. I think he's on the edge of his area, like in the penalty, just by the edge. He starts going back, and then he comes forward, and it's like,
Correa beat the man eventually, before he would even start crashing in, and was kicking it out for a corner kick. But he had to come and just go, wing. You know what I mean? Like for some reason, I don't know what is wrong with him. But honestly, the City game, the issue was we already did our tactics for 10 minutes, then we gave up for some reason. Literally,
you give your what for 10 minutes? What did you say?
We did the right tactics. We did the right tactics for the game. I just
think like what you said.
Yeah, we did the right tactics for 10 minutes, and then we just did what the Windows meme. Just forgot how to literally, forgot how to press. Like we started pressing them. We allowed them to start playing out of the ball with our high line, and all they kept on doing for like a lot of the game was basically to Haaland,
over the top.
to Marmoush. No, I know. Sorry, to Haaland, to Marmoush. Like
I'm only thinking about audio listeners. Because you going like that doesn't help the audio listeners.
Yeah. So Ahmed was making a motion with his arm to go on. So run it by them again. Do the motion again, but you also have to add the vocal to the visual. Add the audio to the visual.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, after 10 minutes, we let them have the ball. They start playing at the back. Then they start doing the over the top ball, basically, right? And that basically we kept letting them do it. And then because Madueke decided to shut down or log off because I think what he was trying to do when I was looking at the picture now, we stepped too early, right? He stepped out, and so Madueke probably was trying to cover for him on that line, but then he was being so stupid in terms of keeping that line the way it is, right? Which was the issue, right? And that caused, and then obviously Correa actually does a good job, but then Sanchez decides to cook it all up. Then in the second half, we tried to come back to what we were doing, but we couldn't. I don't know what happened. The energy levels weren't there. And then the same situation happens again. But I think what was making it worse was that Haaland did a good job of getting the ball, and controlling Chalobah and the space that he had on him. But then for some reason, Sanchez decides, I need to save the day. Comes out straight away when Chalobah kind of has the situation at that point under control. And then, bro, someone showed me an Aguero goal, from 10 years ago, back in I think it was 2011, against a certain team. Literally looked the same, bro. And I think the team was a relegation. Aguero took a touch. That was just the only difference, bro. Before you hit the finesse.
There's actually so there's a still picture of when Chalobah slips and falls on his butt, right? And Haaland's got the ball and he sees Sanchez. But there's actually a picture of over the other side of the pitch, there's 4 Chelsea players and just Phil Foden trying to run into the box, right? So if Sanchez had stayed in his line, Haaland was, even with Chalobah on his butt, Haaland still had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he's not going to score from there.
So
that's what makes it worse.
I don't think he was going to score. So he'd have to restart and play it backwards again. So the attack would have gone to nothing, which was what was happening in the second half with the long balls. Now, it's ironic that Pep resorted to so-called Mourinho tactics to be us, which I found hilarious. But we were actually, first half, we didn't deal with them as well. But second half, I thought we were okay until that idiot said...
That changed the game. The second goal changed the game.
Oh, it totally changed the game. Changed the game. We didn't do anything really in attacking wise. I think we were just settling for the point, which is, I don't think it's a good thing to do, but because we will always let up chances, but we weren't letting as much. City had that one shot and weren't really peppering the goal. Big up Pels. Is that? Oh, it's an elephant. Sorry, I thought it was a tree in that picture. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's an elephant. Yeah. I don't think Pels is out here. Yeah, I don't think she's out here kissing trees. I think it's an elephant. Yeah,
that elephant will never forget. That's for sure. So it's so we what? What? It's a nice picture. A nice picture. What?
Elephants never forget. The phrase of elephants never forgetting. That's
man.
This guy is dad jokes, man. This guy is dad jokes, yo.
What?
Long memories FC. There you
Shout
go.
out Pels, man. Love
Nice
the Pels.
picture, Pels.
Time, man.
Very nice.
One of the
Pels.
Chelsea fans I could actually stand.
Yeah.
Go and carry on.
It's like, yeah, but don't. It's like, just the whole Sanchez. It's like it's the old saying, isn't it? You know, have you ever heard this saying for us? Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Don't say like, oh, we're doing well in this. He's doing well in that. And he don't when I'm looking at it. When I'm looking at something. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Don't tell me, oh, we tried to do this, we tried to do that. Noni, listen, my acceptance of Noni is good squad option to come off the bench. Starting regularly doesn't work. He dribbles for dribble's sake. After that, he's got no composure. Right? I don't know why we use him to try and create things. He should be a goal scorer. That's all he should be.
You say he's a goal scorer and winger. That's
Take
what he
the
should
shot.
be.
Did you see that thing? People don't remember exactly. Yeah, we are jokes, pals. Just enjoy that.
Shout out Pels every time.
But at the end,
Speaking of that, big up this gubernatorial done in the cut as well. Politician, you know what I'm saying? Councilman Tate from Power. Big up Vader. Subscribe to his channel, man. Make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Big up to Vader, man.
Big up. The Wilson Fisk of the YouTube game. This guy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. But on a side note, totally away from football. Rewatch Daredevil season 1 before the new one comes out soon. Yeah, so the Noni thing, something at the end of the game, near the end, he kept going past Vardiol. I thought he had a good go, like dribbling wise. Then he gets into the box, and Kuku's slightly marked, but you could cut the ball back to him and he might get a shot off. But I don't know how this happened. Noni, it was a scoop. He scooped it, and it went up for a throw in. The other way when he had the. Why didn't you just shoot? You're on your left foot. Shoot.
Yeah.
What have you got to lose? Oh, instead of losing 3-1, we lose 3-2. It's like, just shoot. To lose. I don't know why you just don't turn him into. Why are we asking him to create when we have Neto and Sancho to create? Sancho should be the one. We seem to be. That's another thing as well. We seem to be using the wingers to do opposite things that they should be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Do you know what I mean? And
you want him just more of a goal scorer rather than creating, which I get.
I don't need him to create. I don't need to create when I have Palmer and Sancho starting or a Neto starting. I don't need. No, I need Noni to be. You know when this is what I say to Noni. You know when Jackson starts to drift, Ahmed, I would say to Noni, be the second striker essentially. Go in there and just bag. I don't care what type of goal it is, whether it's headed on the line or it's a tap in like against City. I don't care. A goal is a goal. It's a decent crosser, but who are we crossing it to?
The ghost of Drogba. I've told you people already. The ghost of Drogba is being I've said already, man. The ghost of Drogba. I don't know. Maybe him. Maybe Diego Costa's there. The ghost of Diego Costa. I don't know who's there, bro. Maybe Anoka's there, man. You never know. Like, I don't know who we're crossing to, bro. It's because this is not like it's been happening this game. It's been happening for a long while now. Where we just keep on crossing the ball over the top consistently, and it's like we don't have our striker's not there. Our striker's not tall enough. Are we just gonna cross to like a 5'6" Kukurea? We're just passing. We're crossing to a gnome. With all due respect, that's what we're crossing to.
Also this. If you're gonna cross it, why are you crossing it? Height-wise.
On the floor.
Why aren't you doing low crosses? Why are you doing low crosses? Why aren't you getting and just whip it in like a R1X thing on Pro Club? Whip it in like that.
R1X or like just double square, maybe triple square. Can we do that, please? You know what I mean?
Sorry. Audio listeners, I'm like
oh my
hands and I'm
going. Guy, man.
Hey, respect to the audio listeners. Big up everyone listening on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to.
Like that. I'm chopping. Yeah, I'm chopping.
Yeah. It's gonna be a cheeky slice, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta slice it, bro. Simple as that, man.
Cheeky slice. Whip.
You know what I mean? You gotta cut the butter, man. I told you, man. You gotta cut the butter with that one, man. That's how you gotta
whip like that.
You gotta cut the butter. Yeah. Like a butter through knife. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, man? Isn't that right, man? Like a butter through knife, man.
Exactly, man. No, but like I just think for me, like my issue at the end of the day is just like the way we are playing tactically.
You can get stuffed on that one.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing that.
Yeah, less of that. Endurance, less of that.
But the point I think all of us here agree with, right, is that we've been doing this for a very long time. Like it's been the last few months. It's been December, November, even previously the way we played at times. It's been like this. My issue is Jackson is not that guy. We are seeing this is happening. Directors, why did we not address that in January? To bring a guy that can do that for you. That's all it is, man. That's why I look at it and I'm like, come on, guys. You can see what's going on here. What's going on?
Shouldn't he be going, guys, I'm using a tactic for crossing in. Wouldn't it be great to sign, say, a Nigerian striker who's got good, who used data?
Exactly. Thank you.
No,
it just beggars beyond belief.
Let's spend 50 million on he's Argentinian, right? Garnacho, am I right?
Yeah, he's Argentinian. You are right.
I mean,
yes. Copa America winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Copa America.
Alejandro.
He was ironically yesterday's game. He was actually doing the R1X crossing in. He wasn't looking. He was just drilling it low.
Just hit an area.
Just whip it in and stuff like that. No, let's spend it on that. That's what I mean. Good. I mean, if someone's going to say to me, I'm going to read that when we signed Evan Ferguson on loan, how his heading ability is good, or something like that, or his heading ability is good for the under 23s, or something like that. But I'm going to go, what's his fitness thing like? Because he's always constantly injured. Do you know what I mean?
Damn.
It's just one of those. It's just next, line them up next.
Yeah, see, Casper, hey, CP, we don't care about none of all of that. Yeah, man, like Casper said, Copa America winning, Puskas winning, FA Cup winning, Alejandro Garnacho. I hear it. Trust me.
That's why you should.
Hey, six likes short of 50. Let's get up to 50 likes. Continue to hit the subscribe button. We'll go to you, Ahmed. Monday. West Ham at home, London derby. Confident? Are you confident going into the game?
You know, Monday genuinely could be the funniest day in Chelsea history, bro.
Talk about it, man.
Genuinely be the funniest day.
Talk about it, because you're after
I'm
high,
praying.
man. A 3-0 win. You know what I'm saying? You're on a high. Second win in 8 could go back into the top 4 and then boom.
No, I'm genuinely saying like we genuinely could have before the game starts. It was obviously Monday's a transfer deadline day, right? On Monday, we generally could have a situation where we get a Garnacho, here we go before the game.
Let's go, man.
And then we face
Alejandro Garnacho.
Yo, imagine if that happens, bro. Like I was saying this actually now in the group chat with Safa, bro, and I was like, yo, that could actually happen. You know, I could be doing a watch along with that over me. No, but I think obviously against West Ham, we should be beating them. I know me and Safa definitely agree on that. I just think the problem with us right now is it's a confidence thing, right? You know, if you've got a striker that's extremely not confident in front of goal, is he going to be able to get some confidence back? I don't think so. I don't. In that respect, you're just really hoping and relying upon again maybe your wingers chipping in. Madueke, I'm looking at you, bro. Get another goal for me. You've been kind of like starting to be. You've scored now in back-to-back games. Can I get another one from you, my friend? Sancho.
Screw that, man. It's time for Palmer to start. For Palmer to step up, man. That's what it is. Palmer's starting to step up. That's what he needs to do. You know what I mean? None of this. Sorry, go on, man. I interrupted. No, finish what you're doing.
No, that's fair enough. Again, I'm looking at my wingers. Obviously, I think Safa is right in the sense that Palmer needs to step up his performances, not just his goal scoring, his performances, because his performances, bro, have not been great, bro. You know, I know. What's it called? Flawless talks about Bruno, and like how he'll be getting the GNA, but if you look at it from a performance perspective, trash. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like Palmer's been like. Excuse me, 8 games. Been getting the GNA, but his performance has been really poor, right? I want to see a good performance from you and the goal scoring and assisting from you in that game. Same with all of the attackers in general, bro. I need to see Jackson get back into form if you're not getting a striker. So that's what I would say to you. That's what I'll probably say in general, man. And defense, just be competent. And if I see Sanchez going in goal, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm predicting, sadly, that he's gonna be in goal. I think he's gonna give him another chance, right? Maresca, that's strike 2.
Damn.
What was strike 1?
Strike still continue to play Sanchez. But
right. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When did you give him the strike 1?
For continuing to play Sanchez.
You know,
like,
when?
That was it was I can't remember what game it was. It was the game against Bournemouth. Because like I was at that point, bro.
Oh, you know, right. Okay. Two quick strikes. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll beat West Ham. I think we'll beat West Ham. I know Potter's coming back. Everything we made. Potter. Blah, blah, blah. I think we'll beat them. I don't know if it'll be comfortable. I still think we'll beat them. Probably concede one at least. We always do. If Sanchez is picked, he should be booed before the game. His announcement during the game, I don't see the point. And then if we do win, I hope it's the quickest hour of non-news in my life about this club. After that, I really do. I don't want to hear. Here we go about Garnacho. I don't want to during the day. I don't want to hear Chelsea have asked the Premier League to extend, blah blah blah, deal sheet and all that crap. No, I want it closed. We move, and then we go into a double header in the Cup and League with Brighton. Could be very different in a couple of weeks' time. Back-to-back wins and through to the next round FA Cup. I think it's a real opportunity. I think we have to beat West Ham because look at all the other teams are playing this weekend. You've got City at Arsenal, yeah. You got Bournemouth at home to Liverpool. You got Newcastle at home to Fulham. I think that'll be a tough game for Newcastle. Fulham are not they're
not mugged to. I expect Newcastle to do the business.
I expect Newcastle will probably win, but it will still be that. I think Villa away to Wolves. You know what Villa are like after the Champions League games. Do you know what I mean? I mean the lowest we can start at the West Ham game will be 7th. That's the lowest we will.
To Casper, yes, it's the 3rd of February. The window closes.
Unfortunately, I don't know if it's brilliant.
Why would you say unfortunately, man? You know what I'm saying? You got more time to do some good deals.
It's very weird. It ends like on a game week. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's very weird. It's like we usually do it like shouldn't it be like in today? Then it goes into the weekend and everything's like sorted. But yeah, we need to win. We should win. Hopefully, we will win. And then we can move on, like I said. And then on paper, the run of fixtures after this are winnable. It should be winnable. I think we've got Leicester and Southampton at home during this time as well. I think we've got Villa away. It's the toughest one. And Tottenham, I think, coming up soon as well. So that should be guaranteed 3 points with Spurs. So, we should be hopefully wrapping it up, raking in a few points, and then we'll see where we are come the end of the season, where the run on paper is a bit harder. You know what I mean? But, I think there was rumours that Bowen could be back, but he's only just come back. So it's not like it'll be a fully fit Bowen. They haven't got a striker ready, but that shouldn't really matter. I don't know what other injury news they have. So do you guys rate Diego Costa goalkeeper? Yeah, but he's short. That's my only problem. Do you know what I mean?
That's all, is he?
Not really. I'm not a big fan of Diego Costa personally. So I wouldn't go for him.
How tall is he? Let's actually find out.
I think he's just about 6 foot.
He's only like slightly taller.
Yeah.
They're saying, what's this? Yeah, they're saying he's like 6'1", which is short for a goalkeeper, to be honest.
I think he's obviously he's good and everything like that, but he did have a couple of. I think when he played your lot, he made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, he did make a bad mistake in that game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he did.
Short lives matter.
Crazy work. Yeah, short lives do matter, just not in goal.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's a
sometimes one. Listen, man, as they say, man, certain positions, man, you just got to be a tall guy, man. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, if you're a professional goalkeeper, I need you to be at least 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you can have freaks in certain positions, like who are like 5'8", like Casillas, right, and stuff like that. But reality is, bro, you need to be. We need to be tall, man.
And I don't even rate him like that. I'm not gonna lie. That's unpopular. I'm not biggest. I'm not like when I say I don't rate him. I think when you compare him to his peers, I think he's nowhere near. Like when you compare him to the goalkeepers who were in his era, I don't think there's anybody he's better than. I don't think he's anywhere near a Buffon or a Khan or who else or a Toldo. Anyone in and around his era of the early 2000s, nowhere near.
See, the issue I have is that because Real Madrid were always buying Galacticos and barely spent anything on defense. He kept them really in games. He was like his save. They probably don't have it, but I would love to see his like save percentage.
CP 2008 to 2012. Name the goalkeepers around that time.
Oh, I
who was your goalkeeper 2008 to 12?
I don't think between 08
okay, so he went better than Czech. He went better than Van der Sar. Yeah. That's two of the top.
Between 08 and 12.
Neuer was around there right then, right? Like,
no, 08 and 12. No.
Oh wait, we had Van der Sar.
No, you got to remember, he got think he got replaced by Mourinho for one season with Diego Lopez or something like that.
Yes.
No, 08 and 12 I wouldn't pick. It'd be early 2000s to probably
even early 2000, goalkeepers even stronger.
Something like that.
Like that's just me. I just don't rate him. Apart from Valdez, and he's another one of Valdez is when I look at it, I go.
Valdez. Now Valdez is extremely overrated. I know he is extremely. It's because Barca did a great job. They never had the goalkeeper never had any really outstanding games because he always had the ball. Just kept the ball. So it's like
I'm saying it. I did say unpopular opinion. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Okay. I was looking at it and I go, there's too many things I look at. In 2010, he was what other goalkeepers was in 2000? Name the other goalkeepers in 2010, CP.
While you're waiting, by the way, I don't know. I just want to give you some breaking United news.
Where was Buffon in 2010?
Yeah, he was
still at Juventus.
He's never
left Juventus. He never left
Casillas
Juventus.
Has been better than Buffon. This is what I'm talking about. Casillas has never been better than Buffon. Yeah,
even when they went down for the corruption thing, he still stayed at Juventus.
He's never been better. Buffon clears him.
Oh, I'm not arguing that. I just think,
Czech was better too. If it was Czech before the head injury, Czech clears him at everything. What does Casillas do better than Czech?
The head injury. Czech even after the head injury.
2010. It's not like Casillas had some fall off. Czech clears him at everything.
Yeah, but I was just gonna say some quick breaking United news. Tell wants to go to United. It seems like that's the
I've heard that.
So that's just the breaking news right now. But apparently you guys aren't willing to put up the 60 million euros.
Because we don't want to put up the 60 million euros loan thing. That's smart.
Me. That worries me.
Loan, yeah, man.
No, that's the buy. You guys want to? I think it's a loan of obligation, right?
You rate him?
I think he's a good player, yeah, but I think
because I don't know anything about him.
The thing about Tell, the thing for me, Tell is a work in progress, right? He's a very talented guy. He came from the Rennes Academy before he came to Bayern, right? Quality guy, very good shot power, good heading ability on him, but he can drive the ball quite well. But I think with him, he's a guy that needs to be developed as well. That's what I'll probably say with him.
So here's the thing. Also, Jimenez is about to sign for Milan. So that should then mean Morata goes to Galatasaray. So
here we go. Here we go from what's happened right now, by the way.
Yeah. So I'm now looking at this. I'm now looking at Osimhen. It won't get done. I'm under no illusion it won't get done. But there's a deal lined up ready to go right there. Because they bid for Osimhen and he got rejected, 60 whatever it was, or something like that. So Chelsea got no excuse now whatsoever.
Wait, who made the bid? Who was that?
So Jimenez to Milan's going to be done. Santiago Jimenez from final to Milan's about to be done, which means Morata's going to go to Galatasaray, which means that Osimhen is there ready to go. Whatever you think about him, Chelsea fan, he's the option ready to go. You're not going to get Gyökeres out of Sporting Lisbon in January. It's just not going to happen. There's no other striker really there that could improve us. He's good to go. He wants to stay there and be loyal to Galatasaray. He's a lone player. What are we talking about here? Just get him over here. And it's all done. What are we talking about?
Yeah, and with this Tell information, like I said, that's why I asked Ahmed. That's why I've asked the chat and other people you lot have seen me on platforms for. I don't know anything about him. I know he played against us. People said forgot the game because we lost him. It was rubbish at that time anyway. Bring him. Well, I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, anybody is better than what we have. Bring him in. Because I keep stating this, Manchester United lacking quality, but we also lacking in quantity. Someone asked me, would you take João Felix? Anyone who's watched me for any significant amount of time knows my thoughts on João Felix. Would I take João Felix on loan? Yes, because this is where we're at. It's as bad as it's got. It's like Surfer was laughing at me about this because I said, yeah, and that's just where we're at. To the point I would take João Felix on loan because we are just lacking people. Forget even the quality. We've got no players, people. If Garnacho leaves, which could happen, and let's say Rashford's in the wind, Mount's always injured, Sancho's out on loan. That's 4 players down already. Now, Maino's finally playing in the 10. So you got Maino, you got Ahmad, you got Bruno, Eriksen, but you don't really want to play Eriksen like that as 10s, and that's it. And then you got the 2 strikers in Højlund and Xerxes. We need players.
Listen, I'm quite happy. If you sell Garnacho to Spurs and get Tell, I'm happy for you. I just don't want Garnacho.
Over the moon.
I'm happy for
this is what's worrying me, man.
If Spurs on their left wing option, think of this. I want you to
Go
picture
talk about it. I'm picturing it. Go on.
And please bring this up because obviously the Spurs show is after this, guys. Please watch
Yes,
that
I'll bring
show
you
as
up.
well. If you bring up to them, and please remember, you're going to do this with a smile anyway because it's going to happen anyway because you think about it. Bring up to them. Imagine if it gets done. Your left wing options are Garnacho and Timo Werner for the rest of the season. Go for it.
Oh, I need that. I need that. I need that.
As much as we don't want him, at least our left wing options will be Sancho or Garnacho.
Garnacho or Werner. I can't think of two. I don't think there's been a worse pairing. If there's a worse pairing, let me know. As a big six side ever had a worse, and we've had Garnacho and Rashford, and it's better than that. Like Garnacho and Rashford's better than that. Because Rashford's better than that.
He goes 60 million for Town and he's willing to spend 50 million for Garnacho.
Yeah, that means they got bread. Because how much did they offer for? How much did they put in a bid for Tel? Spurs?
I think it was like 50.2.
They agreed at 60 million euro. 60 million euro.
Okay, so that's about 50 million pounds. So that's about 50 M's, right?
They're way above. They got money to spend. That stadium makes the most in Europe whatsoever. They got the NFL money in. They got the concerts money. They got all their money ready to burn. 50 M's. They're popping down.
Hey, 50 M's is yours.
And Desati, the CP's right. Desati, because
Desati, you're linked.
Desati's been linked to Spurs.
Oh my God! Someone just said it's
Imagine 11 p.m.
Can you ask this question to Spurs fans as well? Can you ask them, is And on Ozempic? Can you just ask them if And is on Ozempic?
This guy, you can ask that in the chat and I'll bring it up, this guy. I'll be like, Ahmed said this. And to True Blue says, Maino in the 10 needs to be a larger sample size, though, flawless. Absolutely, but that's where he's played his entire youth career. He's been an attacking midfielder. I think he said this in an interview. The first time I played central midfield was in the first team. He's not a central midfielder. Now, can he play there because of the qualities he has? Yes, because he just has the skill. However, all of it, there's nothing defensive about Maino. There's not one defensive attribute, not one attribute you look at and go, defensively, you are sound. He's an attacking midfielder, whether that's a 10, whether that's an 8, he's a final third player. And I've been screaming out for the longest. Yeah, he's a 10 in the academy. I've been saying, hey, you know what? Try him in the 10. And if it don't work, cool. But what I'm at with the manager is attempt things, try things. And we've seen it. He set up the goal, set up one goal, scored the other, should have scored again, probably should have had another assist. Try him. I tell you this, no. I don't need to see a larger sample size to know he's better than Bruno there. I'll tell you that much. He's better than Bruno.
That is a nasty front three, Casper. Nacho on the left, Richarlison in the middle, and Brennan Johnson on the right.
Oh, they need if that ever gets rolled out, yeah. Spurs just need to, they need to. I'm not an advocate for violence, but someone just got a grab up Levy and say, "Hey, you taking liberties with this front." Someone just got to grab him. Like, say this is Levy now. You just grab him by his shirt and his jacket. You know what I'm saying? You just grab him up and be like, "Yo, what the?" and just shake him and just be like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? What are we doing?" Have to let it be known, man. I'm not saying attack him. Just gotta shake him up and just let yo, what go on.
That might be. I gotta tell you right now, if that deal happens, please find the Jacob's channel especially. Find the Spurs channels like Saba's channel and other channels and stuff like that for the emergency meetings. That happens.
Saba will lose his shit.
Saba will. I mean, Saba's. Saba.
Yeah. Man said Richarlison, Johnson, and Garnacho. You know how I don't even care if Spurs win or lose. You know how horrific that is.
No, I've got a more horrific one for you. Say Dominic Solanke and Richarlison are injured. Yeah, so you've got Brennan Johnson on the right?
Yeah.
Garnacho left, and Werner in the middle.
Oh my God! That's fucking
dreadful.
I said that is worse, yo. That is worse.
Worse. I made it worse,
yo. Hey, yeah, someone gotta go have just grab up and Levy and be like, "Yeah, what you doing?"
And just
go grab him by shirt and tie.
Disasi at that club will kill me, bro.
In the back with the highlight.
Highlight Disasi, my lord. Rest in peace.
Right back.
Over the top. Right back.
Right back, yo.
Oh my God.
Man, right back.
The Sassy and Archie Gray or whatever his name is.
They can't be going. So you lot are all in agreement. You're cool with getting rid of the Sassy. Is that where you lot are? Right?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We only broke it off with Villa.
Time to go, man.
We only broke it off with Villa because of apparently they over the Duran thing. They didn't want to sell Duran to us and stuff like that. So we're just like, that's why the João Felix one's gone cold for there as well.
F you, man. F you.
Yeah, we're not fine. No, whatever. And by the way, can I just say on a separate note, all these old school fans going on about Duran. Oh, he's got no ambition. First of all, he's 21, right? 21. So he's still only 21, yeah. So he, bloody hell.
Tell us how you really feel, pals. Damn. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get to the Duran thing because people are Egypt. But go on, carry on.
Pels, just think of that elephant and just woosa. I'm just put the audio. I'm stroking a. Wait, I've got to phrase this properly. The long nose of an elephant. So I'm stroking an elephant.
That was a good pause moment. That was a good pause moment that you took that. To prefix.
Hey, that was sounding crazy. Hey, over there. Hey, yo, that's a hey.
That was awareness. That was
a hey.
But Duran, all these people going, Duran's ambition. First of all, if anyone knows about Duran's background, he's South American. So we know about South American backgrounds. They obviously have a lot of family and they're probably not brought up in a lot of wealth. Okay. He's 21. So even if he goes over 3 or 4 years, that's he's still got enough time to come back and play wherever he wants to. Third of all these people going, oh yeah, well, think about all those players who stayed before, like old school, And I'm thinking, does anyone? People forget. Flores, you remember this? Remember when the Chinese league first started? Remember all the players that went over there, the average players?
Oscar went over there as well. Yeah.
The only reason that stopped is because the Chinese government said that if you're going to buy someone, you don't have to give us the same amount as basically a tax. So, for instance, we sold Oscar for 60 million. Right? I don't think it was enforced then, but if it had been, the club who bought Oscar for 60 million would then have to give 60 million to the government.
That's crazy
as well. So that's why it sort of stopped. But also, I would love if the salary league was up when the likes of the good Man United, Chelsea, and Arsenal teams were about, and those players got offered it. I would love to see them players try and turn this wealth down because they wouldn't. Okay, if the salary league was around and Messi was in his prime, they would go after Messi and offer him probably 2 million a week, and he wouldn't turn it down. He wouldn't turn it down. The salary league was on when the Cristiano Ronaldo was breaking records at Real Madrid before he went to Juventus. Say salary league was up then, and they came in, he would have gone to salary league instead of Juventus. I guarantee that right now. It's about money, okay, and it's a good thing if it's about money because you don't know when the career is going to end. Duran, I hope it doesn't happen. Duran in a year's time could have a really bad ACL. We've seen all the ACLs happen, right? It's a new thing now. It used to be the cruciate ligaments, now the ACLs. But that could happen. I hope it doesn't. But we don't know when it's gonna. I say there was 60 million minimum. Is that a chat? I don't know what's going on there. But anyway. Duran. Did you mean Duran? I think he means Duran. Yeah.
Duran.
Yeah. But we've seen it. Brighton have turned down a £75 million offer for Matoma. Are you insane?
That's actually ridiculous, bro. They are criminal for doing that. That is criminal behavior. You're never gonna get that much money from Matoma ever again.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
It's about the people that are so hypocritical. It's like if you were offered any walk of life, if someone came to you and offered you literally, what should we say, Ahmed, about 300% more than you make, possibly already, or something like that, or 10 times what you make, you're gone. Even if you have to if I'm only there for 2 or 3 years, you still make monumental, generational, family life-changing money.
You know what it is, Surfer?
You can stick it.
Surfer, you know what it is though? I think a big problem I've always said that I think with football fans is there. I feel like we live in a fantasy, like it's the football dream. You know what I mean? Everything like that. But we need to realize these guys are also workers, bro. They need to get money. It's a job, bro. Like when you're getting offered tax-free money, which is worth millions of pounds, that's different money, bro. It's just different money. You can't you can't. If you say no to that, bro, big up to you. But I can't say no to that, bro. The vast majority of the population, bro, is taking that money and going to the moon.
99.9%.
Bro,
Screw that. It's 100%. That's what that is. It's not even 99 point.
Nah, you got them foolishly. You got that foolish 0.001% who wouldn't take the money.
Exactly. You're always gonna have the odd one out.
Imagine
but
he
like,
comes. Imagine he comes to the airport and back to Britain. And runs, have you got anything to declare? No, it's all tax free, motherfucker. That's why.
Yes.
It's all done. I don't have to. So it's. I would do that as well. I don't. You know, and I don't blame English clubs when under PSR rules for not giving this huge wealth, because we can't do it, right? PSR is a flawed program at this moment in time. That's what it is. I don't understand why we don't incorporate the states do it well. They if any of their baseball teams, I don't think it's in the NFL. I might be corrected. It's definitely an NBA and
it's not in the NFL. They don't have.
Yeah, but they have a salary cap anyway, don't they? They have a salary cap.
Exactly.
But in Major League Baseball and NBA, for us, you probably remember this. They have a luxury tax. So if you spend over what you make, you don't have to pay. That's why Bowley, as a minority owner of a part of the Dodgers, they are spending. They've just won a championship. You know what they're doing? They're still spending money on contracts for the best players, and they're going over they're going over the threshold, and they have to pay tax. But they're more than willing to do so. So if a billionaire, that's why Newcastle fans are so frustrated, because they've probably got the richest owners in the world, but they can't spend the money.
Like that.
Can't spend it like that. They're literally handicapped. So, but if that was brought in, you would see Newcastle spend a shitload of money but pay the luxury tax. You probably see all of our clubs actually do that. You know what I mean? There'd be no excuse there. PSR is just like I said earlier, it's just an excuse now for big clubs not to spend. Okay, it's just an excuse. I don't get how this is the richest. Maybe this is the worldwide richest game. Yet people spend it like they've got coupons at supermarkets.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is. And another thing in regards to that, football is a worldwide, literally billion, trillion pound sport in regards to the money it generates. So surely the most important factors of said business company should reap the most money. As much as fans are important, guess what happened when COVID wasn't around? There was no fans.
And they still
football was still playing. Now, did it affect it? Of course, because fans are super important. We are not as important as the players. They are the talent. You take the talent away, guess what? Fans don't matter. All these broadcasting deals don't matter. Premier League don't matter. Champions League, Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup. The list goes on. Know how many people are out of work and out of a job if players decide, hey, we're not playing no more. We all content creators, including myself, all these pundits that you see. You know how much money people would lose, like the major corporations and businesses and companies would lose if football went to. So why can't the players then who help generate these billions and trillions go and get that? It's generational wealth. I was having a discussion with one of my guys on the timeline, and he wouldn't answer the question because he was telling me 26 million is a lot of money. I said 26 million or 260 million. Didn't want to answer the question. I asked him again. I said, for the second time, I ask you, 26 million or 260 million? What are you taking? Didn't want to answer the question. So I said, for the third time, I ask you again, 26 million or 260 million? What are you choosing? Nobody in their right mind, apart from the odd one out, like Ahmed said, because you really have dunces out here, is taking a loss of 200 million for legacy. Now, you'll have the odd idiot because, people are just foolish. But go tell your partner that you turned down doing your job. You had an increased potential of 200 million over 3 years.
I don't even know how you survived that in your soul, bro. I don't even know. I don't even know how. I don't know if I could, like, in my own good conscience, explain to my own self, in my brain, why I would reject that money. Yeah. Genuinely, I can't. Like, that's how bad it is. 200 M's more. Are you crazy? 200 M's more. What are we talking about here? People are just Egypts. And that was just a rough estimate that we did over 3 years. So say he stays there for 5 years, or he's 21. Let's say he stays there for 15 years, and he could negotiate a new contract. There's a difference between generational wealth and just getting rich. Anyone who's seen Chris Rock, Never Scared, he explains this very well in a joke, and he says there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. He said wealth, you can't get rid of it.
It's passed down from generation to generation. Rich, you can lose with a crazy son and a drug habit. Facts. How many people you know who were rich who go? How many footballers have gone broke from gambling? Who were on thousands of pounds? Who were on 50 grand a week, 70 grand a week, 100 grand a week? There's a difference. He can get generational wealth for the Durants from not just this generation, the generation below that. So his kids, his kids' kids, his kids' kids, his kids' kids. What we taught, we'd all do that. Or people on some Egypt.
No, he's 20. You say he's got to live in Saudi for 2 years. He's 21. So even if it's not tax free,
I'd live on the sun for that amount of money. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here?
If it's tax free, it's still more money than he's getting at Villa, right? For instance, right? He's going to live in luxury there, even more so than over here. He probably doesn't even. He probably doesn't even have to buy a house. Probably on a signing on fee. It's probably included in that. Probably cars are included in that. Clothes, stuff like that. These guys treat their superstars differently. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go look where Duran grew up. He's Colombian, right? Am I right? He's Colombian.
Yes, he's Colombian. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Give
so go
me
look
my
at where
money.
That's what Oscar said when he went to China. And he got that when he was paid like
another
like 450 grand a week. He said, I couldn't turn that money down. I've got family at home. Do you know what I mean? I've got my upbringing. My upbringing dictates I have got family at home. This sets up my family for generations. I mean, he's gone. I think he's gone back to Brazil, but he stayed there for 8 years. I think he earned 450 plus for 8 years. Imagine that, 450 grand a week plus for 8 years. I don't even know what the taxes are in China. Not as high as here, that's for sure. Do you know what I mean? Right. So even if you're clearing 300 grand a week, let's say you clear like 350 a week for 8 years. 8 years, 350
people are in this foolishness talking about
17.5 million, 18 million pounds a year for 8 years. Are you out of your mind?
People on some foolishness.
180 million pounds for 8 years.
I've never heard so much daftness in my entire life. People on some absolute foolishness. Don't worry about it. Only in football is pockets watched. If any of us did that in any regular job, like no one would buy an island. 26 million's enough.
I like to ask these people then. I like to ask these people. So if you won the lottery, you give most of it away, right? Because you don't you don't favour finance, right? You don't favour living life luxury. Oh well, no, that's different. That's different because no, it's not. You're giving a shit ton of money. You wouldn't give it away, would you? You might give some of it away to charity or something, but you wouldn't give the whole of it away. Ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly. I'll just be out here lying, man. That's what it is. I wouldn't sleep with such and such. Yeah, you would. You just don't have the opportunity to say no. Shut up. You know what I'm saying, I hate when man do that shit or that. You know
she's not my type. Shut up, man. If she went up to you and said, "Do you want to?" There'd be like like the cartoon thing. There'd be like a smoke-filled shape of you if you just run out like to go there. Do you know what I mean? That's what you do. You know what I mean? Please,
man, just be out here just lying.
Not my type. Shut up, man.
Yeah. I'll just be out here just chatting rubbish. Absolutely. But you lot continue to run up the likes, continue to hit the subscribe button as well. Subscribe to Ahmed the Bridge Nation. Let me get scoreline predictions from you, man. Therefore, we'll go to you, Chelsea, West Ham.
Let me just go first because I have to leave for my stream.
No stress.
I will say Chelsea probably. I'll probably say 2-1 Chelsea, man. That's
2-1 Chelsea.
I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1 Chelsea.
Because of how it falls with games on Friday as well. So you're saying 3-1 Chelsea. Brighton, Chelsea, let's go with you, Ahmed. FA Cup next week Saturday, late kickoff.
I'm probably going to say 3-1 Chelsea on that one.
3-1 Chelsea,
3-1
cool.
Chelsea.
Are you saying
because, they're always open.
I'll go 2-1. Because I'm not too sure what side Brighton are going to play. In terms of if they're going to treat it seriously or not. I don't know what side we're going to play, whether we're going to treat it seriously or not. You know what I mean? So, 2-1. I would treat this competition seriously, by the way. I would.
No, I hear you on that. I hear you. Big up to everyone still left in the competition. You know what I'm saying? Not all clubs can say that. But big up everyone in the FA Cup 4th round. But run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button as well. Hit the notification bell too. 3 more likes. Get us up to 60 likes. The shows that are not stopping here on Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel, we're going to redirect straight to the United Spurs show. So Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur show, Man United talking that Tottenham talk. So we're discussing all things United and all things Spurs. A lot going on. Obviously, they finished in the top 8 in the Europa League. Their Premier League form, terrible. They've inquired about Alejandro Garnacho. Tell rejected them. So we're going to be discussing all these things with the Spurs lot people. So we're literally going to redirect straight over there as well. But big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. And don't forget, Ahmed's mentioned it. Surf has mentioned it as well. This guy at Egypt. Do not forget, people. Yeah, he's such an idiot. Don't forget, this show, all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, are available on all audio platforms as well, people. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc., etc. So you don't know the vibes. So big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. Literally see you in 2 minutes. And this has been, people, the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast, live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. And like I said, literally see you in a couple of minutes. Big up.